fear, dread, panic. For this is the fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to a normal man. It is more than a linear path. It is a prism of horrific possibilities. It is vast as outer space, and is timeless as well. A watch with no batteries. We will be your guides through these scary realities. In this dimension, your imagination is key. Come with us and ponder the questions. Old Man Forks, what is it? Or where is it for that matter? Heck, why is it even important? Well, the story you're about to be told will explain it all much better. I must warn you, this story is not for the weak-stomached, or for some younger listeners. But if you stayed this long, I'm guessing you're intrigued enough. Here we are. Let's begin.
"36 years ago, on October 31st, Halloween Day, cliche enough, is when this ominous story began. Deep in the woods near Lake Fork in East Texas lived an old man in an abandoned motel. Though he used to be high-spirited, he became dark and demented quickly once his wife passed away mysteriously after they had an argument. After his wife was deceased, he closed the motel permanently. Most people would leave the death and quickly shut down shop alone, but many in the town found it all odd. A group of teens and others would sneak into the motel many nights of the week to sleep or mess the place up. Old Man Fork didn't enjoy the group in the least bit, and who would blame him? I mean, invading property and accusing you of possible murder. Anyways, maybe he murdered his wife, and maybe he didn't, but either way, he was fed up. One weekend, on Friday night, October 31st, 1986, Old Man Fork plotted his plan to keep them teens from ever coming back. He knew they would be there tonight because who could resist a so-called haunted motel on Halloween night? Surely enough, 10 young teens arrived shortly after dark, carrying only the flashlights that lit their way. Some talked in a room together, while another couple left to other vacant rooms. These were his first targets. Though he didn't want to hurt them, he did want to strike enough fear in them so that they would never return. So he went to his shed and created a makeshift mask of old bags and antlers. And maybe that doesn't sound creepy to you at all, but imagine a creepy shadow walking towards you that looks like a dark, faceless man with horns coming out of his head, carrying a 10-inch blade. Truly scary. Grunting and walking towards one of the rooms, he drug his knife to the side of the porch's balcony. One of the young couples staying in the nearby room heard the noise, and the boy decided to investigate. He stepped out to the balcony and saw nothing, so he continued to walk towards the sound of the scraping and the growling. Then, the dark figure emerged from the darkness, eyes glowing white, blade glistening, and antlers coming out of all angles of his head. As soon as the boy saw it, he slowly backed up. Fork started a heavy sprint, running as fast as his 52-year-old body could. The boy ran faster, skipping the door he came from, the door that his girlfriend was also still in. He headed straight towards the stairs, turning the corner too fast and too sharp. The old wooden frame broke loose, and gravity took the young boy down with him till they came to a hard stop. The ground below slowly turned red with his blood. Old Man Fork didn't mean for this. He just wanted to scare them. Guilt filled him for a minute as he ran down the stairs to check on the kid. He took off his mask to get a better look. The boy was still alive, but now he seen Fork's face. He started to get up, trying to escape, screaming for help. Fork couldn't just let him get away. He knew his face, so Fork had to act fast, and fast was, stabbing the kid in the stomach 11 times continuously until he knew he was dead. The air of the boy slowly left as he gasped for help one last time. Fork felt good about his murder. Almost too good. Why didn't he feel guilt or remorse? Before old man Fork could even realize what he did, he heard the running footsteps of the 9 other youths coming up. He put the mask back on and slowly turned back to the motel, staring straight into their eyes. His night was far from over. But theirs was coming to an end much quicker than they could imagine. He waited for the girlfriend of the deceased to come around the corner, slowly came from behind her, and ran his blade across her neck. Her blood ran thick. This seemed too easy. It was going by too fast. He wanted it to last a little longer, so that he was going to do. Only 8 kids left, only 8 more murders. So one by one he started this spree of murders, and it was said that 2 others had been killed, and I don't know the details because they were told to be too brutal to say, but it had something to do with being hung by the skin of their friends' bodies. The story of the other 4 I do know well, and once their other 4 friends were dead, they finally had the opportunity to escape the torments of the motel and try to seek help. But even as they ran through the blackness of the woods, it seemed as if Old Man Fork was everywhere, behind every tree, in every shadow. Breathing heavily as they ran, as fast as they could, with every ounce of energy they had left, the flashes of just moments before seeing their friends slashed and hung took every thought they had. Someone had to make it out alive, just at least one. There were only 3 girls and 1 guy left surviving yet. So the young man stepped out in bravery to stop and face the man with horns in his head. His heart pounded, his vision blurred, his hands went numb. He knew these were his last minutes. Only mere seconds later, footsteps began to sound, and with no weapon, he broke the limb of a tree and continued to his fate. Fork's long blade slashed the boy's right arm from his shoulder down to his wrist, blood spilling, but he had no time to worry about it. He swung his branch in every direction, just hoping to get the slightest flesh of his attacker, but he missed with each and every swing. He stopped and caught his breath. He looked frantically around, but he couldn't see where Fork had gone. Then, out of nowhere, Fork appeared and ran his blade across the boy's stomach, and just as quickly as it did, the guts and blood came rushing out like the waters of a waterfall in the spring. The kid tried to stop it, but he knew it was no use, and he quickly died. Old Man Fork really enjoyed himself on that one, but he wasn't done. He ran through the woods, following small figures running away. Only 3 girls left for him to say, "Job well done." He gained on them quickly, but they obviously had more endurance than him with their young, energetic souls. Maybe he wouldn't catch them. And just as he started to lose hope, the girls had to stop. They ran too far in the wrong direction. They had hit Lake Fork, which was only 10 months old at the time. They had 2 options: jump and swim, or run back to their killer. Old Man Fork saw an opportunity and took it. They had nowhere to go. 2 of the girls, too frightened to think, pushed the third in front for protection. Though he thought it was a rather shallow take to offer their friend a sacrifice, he wasn't picky on his prey. So without hesitation, he grabbed her and pushed his blade into her heart, then pulled it up with force up to her lower jaw. She then fell to the ground with a loud thud. Not nearly as loud as the screams of the 2 girls who witnessed it all. Only 2 left, and he wasn't wasting any more time. The girls thought to themselves separately, "This is the end." But man, were they in luck. the police arrived just in the nick of time, coming from both boats and cars. They had heard reports of the screams of kids in the woods only 30 minutes before. They had him now. Or did they? Before they could even get to Old Man Fork, he had already disappeared into the dark abyss. But the two selfish girls were finally safe. There was no evidence to where he had gone, or what he would do next. Was he still on the loose, killing more people? Did he finally die from old age? Who knows? But rumor has it that other kids who wander the old motel see dark figures in the woods nearby with horns of blood. Almost as if his ghost still lives there. Or maybe he is still alive. I mean, 88 isn't too old to still kill, is it? I don't know. But what I do know is that Old Man Fork's motel still stands to this day. It still gives me chills of the story of that Halloween night. Ooh, spooky, spooky, spooky.
Man.
I was trying to find my phone to do the theme song, and I was kind of freaking out. I was too worried about my story there, man.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
Bro, I was over here shivering in my custom
baby leather boots.
My custom baby leather boots over here.
Man, that was our
first attempt.
I would say like our second attempt, because you went 3 seconds on your introduction.
Yeah.
And then
I said the word wrong.
Yeah, and you said restart, which is cool. Then we did it all in one, and I was scared it was going to have so many voice cracks. I think I only had 2.
It's fine.
And I couldn't address them.
My thing is I couldn't find where was he supposed to grunt? I thought you were going to say something about him grunting.
I might have said growling. I don't know. I will say, I was trying to read, and I was focusing on you, and I was trying to learn to slow down so like you could have time, because it was my fault when I recorded them. I had too much gap of no sound in the audio. So I know Steven was really trying, guys. If it sounded like it was a little off timing or whatever, hey, that happens. It was our first time doing this. It was an idea we just came up with out of nowhere. I decided to write a story. Obviously, you just heard it. Started it Saturday evening, finished it yesterday, Sunday, and when we decided to do it, Steven came up with the brilliant intro. I guess you wrote that all. Sound like a poem.
No,
a dark poem.
Okay, here we go for another. What did Steven do this week?
Yeah.
Steven, we talked about earlier. It'd be cool if we did like a Twilight Zone-ish, whatever. So I got home and I typed in
because Halloween.
Yes.
So I just had to tell everybody.
So I typed in Twilight Zone intro dialogue, and it threw it up, and then I was reading it. I was trying to figure out how to change it without it being totally Twilight Zone-ish.
Putting your own style to it, I guess.
Yeah, and
gotcha.
Not the exact words. Some of it is pretty exact, but some of it's I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know how this works with podcasts. So I would change certain things, and when I was reading it, I don't know, the Watcher just came out to me from What If, and I was reading it like this. I was and whatever. And I was like, what is that? So I started looking up the What If intro dialogue. So then I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna merge them. So then I kind of did. I merged those 3, and then the first paragraph of yours.
Yeah.
Of your story, I kind of just
put it in there. And you even put I feel like you put a little twist to mine.
Yeah, and then the watch joke was all this guy right here.
Where's the applause?
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh man, I was like, man, I thought I had everything working. Listen, this whole intro, just know we really worked hard on it, and we really tried to get this to work for you.
Yeah.
We had a whole computer plugged up to an aux cord going to our sound, but I also had my phone on Bluetooth for the theme song at the very beginning, but I also needed it for something else. I don't remember. So, but it only does either this or that, and it can't do both at the same time. And we still have it's just so much stuff that goes into this love we have for y'all guys.
It really is. Fun fact: Ryan made that theme song like 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Oh yeah,
We've just
the
been
Halloween
sitting on
version.
it.
Yeah,
we was sitting on it.
It was a banger.
It's really fire. I've been having to show anybody.
It was a banger in the chamber. You know what I mean?
A banger in the chamber.
Ready to unload.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
Got myself some butterbeer here.
Also
Ryan's
in
wife made.
Highlight of Halloween.
Yeah.
So for us, it's October 24th. For y'all, it is October the 31st.
I was gonna go for a witch laugh.
That's like a haunted monkey. That was so scary.
A haunted ape.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be Halloween day for y'all. That's why we had this special thing going on. Another thing, I'm not a writer, so I just kind of put that together. Maybe next year, either Steven will write a story, or I will, or we do something else different.
Have a guest write a story.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. Actually, we'll be famous enough. We'll have like a super popular guest or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But so we're gonna hopefully. I mean, we try to do every podcast a little different, in a little way. But when it comes to a special occasion, say Halloween, Christmas, or whatever. We try to make it extra special. Thanksgiving, we can just try to act like we're more thankful for each other, but it's not going to go well.
We'll be off the air by then, right?
Matter of fact, the Monday before Thanksgiving is the last one we will record, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So for them, it'll be the week after.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we'll just be like,
I don't remember.
Instead of like heck no's, it'll just be like what I'm thankful for.
What? We're not going to be so negative today. We're just going to talk about what we're thankful for today.
Super thankful.
Yeah. Another thing, man, I was thinking about for your microphone, like to make it louder. We say that maybe yours is too quiet, even though I'm sure I always think you're too quiet. I think if you really thought it was your mic, bro.
It's not me.
Bro, anybody that knows us knows I'm a louder person.
But this thing's up in my face.
See, that was good. Now listen.
Louder than I normally talk as a person.
If you shut up and listen to me, man, I'm gonna need this Thanksgiving episode coming up. So, we have another mic, the microphone we use for guests. It's the same exact color and everything. So,
it's yours.
Huh?
As yours.
As mine. So if you're really butthurt about it,
I'm telling you something right now about my butt, bro. My butt is just fine. It's not hurting.
Bro, that bony butt be hurting. I know that.
The only reason this butt hurts is because I had to sit on that pole at the Sweet Potato Festival forever. It felt like Friday night.
Yeah. When there was chairs open and available and ready for your butt to sit on.
This butt.
You decided to sit on a pole like you some kind of freaking wannabe stripper.
Nah.
Dancing on a
Heck
pole.
nah.
No, I'm saying I'm just more of a back row Baptist myself.
You weren't even in the back. You were like in the middle on the pole. Oh, but yeah, with Friday
in
night,
the very back.
Friday night, you're on the pole in the very back.
Yeah,
correct. I should have remembered that. I might reflect and deflect later on.
Come on now.
My B, bro. My B. I didn't mean for that. So, I haven't really felt like it's been very much Halloween or fall vibes lately, just because we live in Texas. When does that ever happen?
Yeah.
But it's always normally around the weekend of the Sweet Potato Festival. So it started feeling a little bit more like that. Saturday and Sunday were pretty windy, and then today it was windy. It was dark all day, and then we got some rain. We were hoping to hear some rain in the podcast, but I don't think we did. It wasn't pouring enough.
No.
It says it will, but
I came in with a rain jacket on, and maybe I jinxed the whole thing.
This guy came in my house looking like a dang fool with his Nickelodeon shorts and Nickelodeon jacket, I think.
Fire.
Rain jacket? Nah, it was...
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Huh?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah, it was like such a weird thing, because it was kind of fire. But it was also like... What are you doing? What are you wearing in here?
Well, it was raining. And then
While you walked into my house, it was raining?
It's sprinkling.
Bruh.
I didn't want to get all the butterbeer supplies wet. So I was like... Just like holding it.
One was cream soda. It's in a can.
Yep.
The other was
Yeah,
caramel,
it's
also
cardboard,
in
and I
a
don't like
bottle.
wet cardboard. Nobody likes wet cardboard.
Did you not have it in a bag? Like
No.
a Walmart bag wrapped around it?
No.
It would have been that wet.
It would have been that wet.
Well, you're saying because you had a jacket on.
Yes, I was.
You're not even big enough to cover a whole
Yes, I
sandwich
am.
bag.
No, bro. I was mama bearing those supplies.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit. I just don't even know about you, dog. I just don't even know. What I do know is I wrote down a lot of stuff for our podcast today. The first thing I did want to mention, so it is October 24th. Tomorrow is October 25th. For most people who ever listen to the podcast, it will not mean anything to y'all. For the people that know us and the people that know the story that we're about to say, it will mean something. So October 25th was a man. I feel like I'm about to start crying, and I don't ever really tear up. So one of our best friends when we were younger, especially at the time, we would hang out with him all the time. He was my cousin as well, Judd Lyles. He and his brothers were in an accident, vehicle accident. I believe they struck a cow in the road, and he passed away from this event. The other boys, they ended up surviving, not without broken arms, broken neck, almost paralyzed, skin just completely burnt off, basically. It was a terrible time and event. Took forever to get over the fact, and I wouldn't really say that, I'm over the fact. Like, it still seems like was it surreal event? Yeah. But yeah, so it's always a weird time. The 25th. Try to go about life just normal, and most people are not going to know, like when you're at work, like what it is to you, but you'll probably think about it the whole day. So
yeah, it hit me last night. I was driving my car, and it's a good song. That stupid song Toby Mac just had on his album. It's a really good song. It's just Everything Without You or something. It came on, and it's like, I know that 2 days. I know what's happening in 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, try not to think about it. Like, while it's leading up to it, it's like, I don't want to, like, ruin, like, I don't know. I just want to think about it. But when the day comes, it's like you spend that whole day just, like, knowing that today's the day. But that song came on, bro. I was like crying in my car. It's like, it seems such a relatable song to that situation, too.
Yeah.
Just like, because there's not, like, a whole lot of details. It's just like, I miss everything about you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is funny how God works. It's almost like every year. I'm pretty sure like every year this happens to me, and I believe it happens to you because you just said it, and I'm pretty sure you said it last year. But like for me, it was maybe Friday, and I was literally driving to the exact same location in which they had their wreck, and our song JL came on. The song we have a song that we wrote about him, and it literally came on as I was driving through that area. I'm like, man, it's so weird how that works, how God works, and it's just it's strange. And the rain today reminded me of it because it had rained for like a solid month and then stopped that day.
Yeah.
And then it stopped raining for a good while. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I always get that feeling too, just like when it starts getting dark earlier. It's like that's when it's like it sets in. It's like, okay,
it's just, man,
up.
The whole
like,
spooky vibe, the whole darkness in general. Yeah.
Yep.
That's intense. And I feel like I should quickly change the subject so we're not down and gloomy all the rest of the podcast. So, as you know, I have been coming up with odd questions, and we mentioned for whoever has an odd question and wants to ask us one, that they should do so soon, and we can put it on the podcast. No one has reached out to us yet, but that podcast also came out like 10 hours ago.
Yeah.
So I do have two different questions. One's a little bit deeper, and one's pretty fast. So for the first off, I'm burning up right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm burning up.
Is that a new shirt?
I got it last
That's a
year
joke. That's a joke.
for like Christmas.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the first question, and I'm gonna ask this to you. I'm gonna ask this to our faithful viewers here. Have you ever seen a driveway right off the interstate?
No,
No, right?
I don't guess so.
Such a strange thing, right? my coworker asked me this, and I was like, no, I haven't. And I feel like there's good reason why not to, right?
Yeah.
Because the interstate, you're going 70 miles plus already as is.
Ain't nobody going 70 miles an hour on the interstate.
I'm just trying to make Texas sound a little better for some people. All right, so you're on the interstate, and everybody's going 95 at minimum.
Yeah.
And, you're trying to get on there, but hey, everybody's going to 95. How you going to get on there? That's why they normally have a ramp that you can kind of merge into it. So, to me, that makes sense why they don't do that. But at the same time, people going 95 on the regular highway, and there's driveways off the highway, and you got to do the same dang thing.
Yeah.
So, I understand the safety of it. But, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Who would want to live off the interstate?
There are people that kind of do. I mean, there are service roads right beside the interstate, and that's where people's driveways are. I would not want it. I would not like it. But, I mean, if you ever want to go on a road trip, you're like, hey, I either go this way or that way, and I'm probably going to go to either Dallas or Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So, keep on seeing so much. Is my hair. So, yeah, that's the short answer. It's not safe. Don't do it. Don't put your house by the interstate.
Yeah,
if someone barely swerves off, they're going to hit your house.
Yeah, don't put your children in that situation either. You don't want your
children
growing up by the interstate.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be watching your kids, when they go outside. But sometimes you don't. You look away or whatever. You look away for a split second, and you live by the interstate. No bueno.
No good.
It's no good.
It's no good.
Now for my second one. This one may be dangerous.
Okay. Maybe.
So, I have to take it back, right? So, have you ever seen like a floating shoe or something? Like you can buy a shoe and it comes with this thing, and you put the shoe and it has a magnet and then another magnet down here, and you put it, and the shoe's it's floating. There's like gaps, like this, like an inch gap in between.
No.
You never seen that?
No, it's not ringing a bell.
Really?
No. I thought this is like a floating rock situation.
Yeah. Kinda. So there's those, and there's also floating pins where you literally it has like the same mechanism, and it's like it's like this thing that's kind of curved, and your pin just sits in it, but it doesn't actually touch to the ground. It just floats because of magnets and stuff. And if you get a magnet and you get the north side and the south side, you try to push them together, you can't, and they will always want to be away from each other because of science.
Yeah, they push and pull.
Yeah, man. So, now here's the theory. Here's the question.
Okay.
Sky high. It floats in the air. Is it possible to build a city and its foundation is a magnet? A north side of a magnet, say, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then directly under it, it has to be directly under it, you have this big old base built to the ground so that the earth's holding it good, and it's also a magnet. And these are huge magnets. I'm talking at least we can try small, right? And we can say this magnet is a mile wide in circumference, right? In diameter, or is it radius? Whichever one is a full circle, that's the one we're going with. So radius, that's just boom. In the ground, and then the exact same size is the base of this city. So it's just a mile wide of a city. But hey, could it work? Could it be possible it floats, or is it going to be like a magnet that's just too wobbly and just woo woo woo, and then it gets pushed by the wind and gets off track and it falls? Or the way the shoe thing works, I think it's a different type of way the magnet works where it floats. I don't know how it works, but could you theoretically put that to a bigger scale?
I don't know.
I know. But see, this one, most of them are obvious answers, and this one still is a relatively obvious answer. I think no, but I think, honestly, Maybe not to the exact things I'm saying, but I think it could be possible. A levitating, floating city.
Yeah, where would benefit from that, though?
It's a floating city. That's pretty cool. What did it benefit Sky High?
Secrecy.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, like...
My theory is, man, freaking presidents and the governments,
the governments
they're
are living
done
above,
floating in the sky.
They're living above us. That's what they call them. What they call them?
You had to build a big fence around the place, though.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know.
I would also not want to live directly
No,
under those
not at
people.
all.
Because, like, what
You
if
wanna
someone
live
just...
Yeah.
You see someone just, boom, hit the ground.
You know, like a Sokovia situation. Pause. Pass.
Yeah. Hey, there's another thing about our story and everything I meant to tell you to say was, hey, if you don't want to listen to the story, skip like 10 minutes into the podcast. But hey, you know, we're 30 minutes into it and I forgot. Oh, well, it's fine.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, we can mention it like on our Instagram comments or whatever. That or, you know, if you hear something about gore or some type, just skip a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
It was weird when I wrote it. I was having a good time writing it. Not too good, you know. Not trying to be like a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
But as I read it out loud to Jesse and then to you, particularly Jesse, because it was just me and her at the house, I was like, man, it's really weird reading this out loud because it's really, really violent. I'm like, man, is she gonna get scared and like grab a knife and like, stay away? And I read it to you and I was like, man, it does sound pretty crazy. But you know, I try to be like a good story writer, but I'm not. I
don't know. I've never wrote horror, so can't say anything.
I've written a few papers in my life for college. I think we have talked about this before, and you know what? I did terrible in college. Terrible in English, particularly. The teacher talked too fast, and that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was me.
Teachers. Yeah.
I didn't enjoy her. But yeah, so yeah, a magnet mile high city. That's what they call Denver, is a mile high city. Because its elevation is a mile high, apparently, I guess. But this would be the mile wide, mile high city. I should have meant it.
Huh?
I should have meant it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pour all that money into all that.
Yeah,
just
man.
To see if it works.
And then
you should leave that to like Elon
colossal
Musk or
failure.
something.
Maybe I should pitch it to Elon Musk. And, you know, he can take it and give me a percentage. Or I'll
Bezos.
pitch it and he's going to say he doesn't want it. But then the next morning I'm going to wake up and he stole my idea, like Big Fat Liar, the movie.
Big Fat Liar. Oh, I haven't seen it in a long time. If I've ever seen it at all.
I understood that reference.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like I was going to say something. Oh, Jeff Bezos should do it. And then that you call it like whatever city it's over. Like if it's like Houston, just to say, call it Houston Prime, because Amazon.
Okay, I understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. What if the first time we build it over the Amazon forest and call it Amazon Prime.
There we go.
Yes. Man, you know, when we come together and we put our bangs just mashing them,
And then at that point,
none we can stop.
do we send only women up there, like the Amazons?
The Amazon women
Yeah,
to make it more Amazon-y.
That's there's like that's like
No,
lore.
like the
Yeah.
Amazon women, like in
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yeah.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference.
Is that what we do? We just send women up there?
Yeah, but then like, if we do that and it fails and they all die,
People are like, why are
they're gonna be like, "That those guys, they're sexist, they're terrible people,"
There's
and
like-
we're gonna get a lot of backlash.
why aren't humans populating anymore? So, well, we send all the women. We send all the women to Amazon Prime.
You know what? Most women will probably not have a problem with that.
And there's like the drones can deliver up there. The Amazon Prime drones.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah,
And of course, Highway High. That's
Yep.
a must.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I had a question.
Oh no.
I know, right? Why do older people think our generation is the one that's slacking?
Yeah,
when
yeah, yeah.
Old people just like think they rule the world. That's my thing.
And they didn't invent crap.
The other day, like, we have, like, 2 tubs.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. What's going on? Oh, the battery.
The battery.
We have 2 tubs
Hopefully
up there.
the sound didn't mess up because of this. We'll see.
Yeah, well, we apologize in advance, people. You heard it here first.
Hey, Skylar.
So we have 2 big tubs up front by our counter
Oh,
where we put our peanuts, where we sell peanuts.
peanuts.
And we have 2 kinds, but so far we've only gotten the one in. So we have one of those tubs out there. It's empty right now. And some older person, I won't say if it's a man or a woman, walked in with some
It's a woman.
Wingdinger's ice cream, like that little half cup thing that they pass, and she just like throws it in that tub, assuming it's a trash can. Doesn't say anything. Didn't ask if it was a trash can. Didn't say anything. Just like threw it in there.
You said she.
Ah, dang it. This woman though, bro. And she found some other trash and was like throwing it in there. And I was like,
She found more trash. She's like, I want this to be a trash can. I'm gonna make it a trash can.
yeah. And like there's just like other instances where like they just like assume things, and it's like that's not a trash can. Like there's obviously a trash can. If you look like to the right, there is a trash can by the door. It has a trash bag in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a trash can. That's what I'm saying. Like, they just like no consequences either. You know, like
Yeah.
just
They think they
own
rule the world.
They think they rule the
I
world.
would have grabbed that trash, threw it at her, and said, "You piece of trash."
No, I waited for her to leave. And I looked at my boss. I was like, "You see, she made a trash can over here," and he just like laughed at it. But like, I don't know. And like also older people, it's just the way the world is. It's like if there's someone who's Hispanic, maybe just here in Texas, like they call them Mexican, and it's not true. So you don't know that. Like younger people, you know, like we're more what's the word? Considerate.
See, I see your point, and I know that I would probably most likely say Hispanic.
Yeah.
But being in Texas, yes, there was a much more higher chance they were Mexicans.
Yeah, those Mexican
Mexicans.
people, it's like they're not though. You don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, just like stuff like that. It's like I think older people could learn a thing or two from the younger generation.
Or when they like start talking to someone and they immediately like a Hispanic and just start talking Spanish to them, like trying to and stuff, and it's so white Spanish.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, there's a chance they might even speak English, but you didn't even give them a chance, man.
Yeah.
You know, like on their majority of the Hispanics you see in Texas, I don't know about majority, but you know, most of the time you go talk to one, especially if you're in town, they're probably gonna speak English. I feel like there are way more Hispanics that know English.
Than white people who know Spanish.
Yeah, than white people don't know really any
Absolutely.
language. America's just so lazy, man. We can't learn any languages.
I wish.
Suck.
I wish.
But
I knew
almost
more.
every country knows English.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, we could all. I mean, younger people obviously can learn a lot from older people too.
Amen.
And older people are great. You know.
Amen.
I'm just saying. They should be more considerate.
Yeah. Maybe you should be more considerate on them and try to put yourself in their shoes. See where they walked. Walk a mile in their boots.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
It's not a trash can, man. Like, go crazy Steve on her. It's not a trash can.
You should. Start throwing stuff at her.
Cock-a-doodle doo.
The heck you think you're doing in my store? With that wing dingers.
That stupid Wingdinger's ice cream. How's it taste? Freezer burnt? Question mark.
Is there a wing dingers in Tyler?
Someone told me there was.
Someone
And I was
told me
like,
there was.
I don't think so though.
And I said, you mean the one in Lindo? Over, like, right when you get to Lindo?
Mm-hmm.
No, the one in Tyler. I'm like,
And then like I think
where?
I've also heard that there's one in Van. I'm like, I don't think so.
They have
There's
to
one
be
in
meaning
Canton.
Canton if they said Van. There's definitely not one in Van.
Yeah, like come on now. There's not.
Where are
that many
these
of
people
them.
getting this crap
Where,
from, man?
where do you make this up?
There's wing dingers everywhere.
No, they're just like trying to speak it into existence. I'm gonna keep talking about the movie theater in Golden, then maybe it'll eventually happen.
Listen, I'm going to start my business, my coffee shop in Golden,
Mm-hmm.
and you can start a theater in Golden.
I think if I was gonna start a theater anywhere around, it'd be Lindell. It's kind of stupid that Lindell doesn't have a theater.
They
To
do.
me, well, they don't.
They have an old theater
It's not working.
downtown.
That-
I
ain't
guess
never been
it's
there.
kind of like the Mineola Theater, I think. I guess it's more like shows, like
Yeah.
performances. At least it says it's a theater. I don't know, but yeah, they should get one. I mean, they have all the big fast food chains now, and like a bunch of different things. They got a Walmart.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so they should have a theater.
I agree.
Yeah. It's also weird with like Alba having a Sonic.
Yeah, that is weird.
Because they don't get anything. But
And
Sonic.
Golden having a Dollar General.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to think about that, man.
Yeah. I like it though. It's convenient.
Yeah, I still try to go to Golden Grocery, for my needs before I go to Dollar General.
Yeah.
Even if I'm driving by Dollar General, I'd rather go to Golden Grocery because
For sure.
they have my heart.
Support local. That's why.
Support local. That's how it works. I don't know if you had any other questions.
No. They're just talking about Golden Grocery though.
Yeah.
I was talking. It might have been. I kind of feel like it was with Nick. I was like, man, I kind of wish there was a way to like track how much time you've spent at one place. Like, I wish there was a way to do that. Like, I would want to know how much time how long I've spent at
How much
say,
of your life?
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn my chair over here again.
All right. You turn around.
Yeah.
Say church. Like, how many hours have I spent of my life at that church? Like, on that land. Or like Golden Grocery. Because back in the day.
We'd be there all the time.
Like, I want to know how much of my
all day.
life I've spent at Golden Grocery.
I bet there's a lot. It may even out with church, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It said may even out with the time you spent at church.
Easy. Come on now.
You terrible Christian man.
Oh, no. Man, I'm up there every time the doors are open.
Yeah. Sunday
Sunday night.
Wednesday night. Well, I got church on Wednesday morning, but
And
Tuesday?
Heck, I go to Tuesday.
yeah.
Also, people that say the end of the day is with D instead of day. Like Sunday. It's like it's Sunday.
Or the people that say Tuesday as Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I used to say that because I got it from my ma. Or people that say ma instead of mom. Or people that say 7 instead of 7. How about 11 o'clock? 7 o'clock?
Up er.
Come
when they're
around.
saying, like country
Sorry.
talk, it's like you're saying up there, it's up er, and if it's down there, it's down there.
Down there.
I hate when people talk like that.
Up there. Down there.
Yeah, I'll up there at the thing, and then
Oh, yeah.
yeah, well, I guess we're gonna go down there then. It's like
I was
don't
up-
talk like that.
I was up there at the Walmart.
Yeah, it's like who taught you to talk like that? Not
It's
your
weird.
English teacher.
It's weird when people say at the Walmart instead of at Walmart.
At the Walmart.
Yeah, I went to the Walmart.
Yeah, I was up there. Yeah,
Oh, no.
some people do that.
I might have to put myself on mute while I fix this crap again.
Yeah, some people say that about a lot of different establishments, though. Like the Dairy Queen, you hear that a lot. And we'll run
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
the Dairy Queen. Yeah.
Look at
Man.
that catch.
Yeah. All right, check. Make sure you don't have any spider webs coming out your wrist. That spidey sense going on. Nope.
Too dang it, man. Too dang it. Oh, man. Okay. I'm just like, so my problem is, man, when I'm hot, when I ain't cool, I have to move. I get moving too much. And the thing is, when you start moving, your body gets more hot. So it just makes me repeat the process even worse. So I'm trying to.
You ain't cool right now?
I ain't cool as a cucumber.
Cucumbers aren't cool. Pickles are where it's at.
You never heard "cool as a cucumber"?
I have.
They said it in Scream season dos.
I've heard the phrase.
Speaking of Scream, look at that slasher
Oof.
long sleeve shirt you got on right now, my man's.
This is from Box Lunch.
Ooh.
A store that I wish there was more around. I heard they just opened one in Mesquite, so it's not terribly far. But it's still.
Where's the other one at? It's in Dallas, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Grapevine, maybe?
Interesting. So in lights of Halloween, in honor of Halloween, we decided to change our categories just a little, with a little twist. So, instead of work stories, we have decided to tell ghost stories. Or, well, yeah, just, scary stories.
Just stories, really. So, you could be a story where you got scared or
Yeah.
something.
So I thought it was going to be scary stories at work, so I wrote a work one, but I also have a scary story, so I may tell both. So I guess I will begin.
Alright, let's get it out the way.
Yeah, so my first one, let's take it back. Let's rewind just a little bit. And now we're in 2017. Almost 2018. It's December. I'm at a basketball tournament. And so one of our teammates, his family had just moved into their new house. Well, they had a double wide that they used to live in that was still sitting there that they haven't sold or nothing yet. So the whole team was able to spend the night there over the weekend for our tournament. And our games are only 10 minutes away, maybe. Awesome. We ended up losing like pretty much every game because we stayed up too late. But hey, that's okay. Anyways, we stayed there. Well, me and one other dude from our team were like, "Hey, we're gonna watch the girls' varsity team because they're also in the tournament. We're gonna show support." Everybody else is like, "Nah, we don't want to do that. It's boring." Like, man, we're gonna show support. And one of the guys, which was dating my sister at the time, my sister was on that girls' team, so he came with. So we go to watch the game whilst we are gone. We find out that I'm not going to say any names, but some of them, it may not have been all of them, but some of them started messing around with demonic crap, man.
Inconceivable!
Exactly. You don't do that crap. They started playing Charlie or something else, and they were just doing things you shouldn't do. Things you shouldn't mess with, especially if you're on a Christian basketball organization, man. You should at least know better, right? I feel like you're raised better. So we get back, and I'll take it back. I believe there was one other guy with us, and that was the Great White Shack, that Christian rapper. So we came back, and the lights were turned off. It was super dark. And they wanted to scare us. They weren't going to scare us. We knew where they were at. We knew they were in the house. We knew it was dark, so it was fine. Well, there's a baby doll. And they had it...
Not good.
They had it sitting up on a door. And nothing was behind the door. I mean, there was a wall behind the door, so the door was opened all the way, so it couldn't be pushed any further back because it was hitting the wall. And the baby doll was sitting on it. And leaning backwards. Remember that. And, we're like, oh, you didn't scare us, blah, blah, blah. And then we all came out, and we had just had flashlights. And they turned off the power by the breaker, and they hadn't turned it back on yet. And we shined the flashlight at the baby doll. And as we did, the baby doll moves. And I'm telling you, it was leaning back. And whoop, leaned forward. And fell and hit the ground.
Heck nah.
Yeah. I think we all literally said, heck nah. It was really scary because it was almost like it just moved. And I thought it was pretty scary. I think it had to do with a lot of the devilish things they might have been doing that night. Could have been some possession going on. I don't know.
Some like Annabelle stuff.
Yeah, man. It was pretty creepy. So that wasn't my work story, scary story. That was just my scary story. And I'm sure I have many if I really try to think about it. As far as my work story goes, also a flashback to like probably 2016 or 17 maybe. It was back when like the killer clowns were a thing. There's clowns showing up everywhere, and there was a lot showing up in Mineola. A lot on the train tracks. They said they saw some on the train tracks, some in the nature reserve. Some are real, some are fake, carrying knives, and it was all around Halloween time. So around this time, already creepy. It's in the middle of the day, so it's not as scary. But I went outside to cut down cardboard boxes, come down so the cardboard people can come back and get them. Well, I went over there walking towards the back of our shop, our warehouse or whatever, and just on the other side of the fence is the railroad track. So I was already, my heart was already pumping a little bit, and I was just working, and I heard footsteps. Yeah, man, that was your cue.
Hard put it up.
Yeah, but so I heard footsteps, and man, I was looking around, and I couldn't see anything. And the thing is, the train track is like a couple yards from the fence, but where I heard these footsteps were closer. And all I could think of was one of those clowns, man. I was getting pretty scared. I was looking around, couldn't see none, and I think I heard it at least one more time. And I was like, literally like, heck no. And I cut down the last box and went back inside. I never knew what it was. Maybe it's a clown. Most chances it probably wasn't. Just maybe my imagination or something. That, or I know that there are railroad workers who, are out there on the railroad a lot, just working on it itself. So maybe it was some of those dudes or whatever, but the time, the circumstance, just everything didn't set well with me.
No?
No.
Well.
Yeah. So now it's all you, man.
All right.
Yeah. What you got for us today?
So, we're going to take
I
this
got
back.
water, man. I need to drink some water.
We'll take this back. I don't even know when this was. 2018-ish, maybe? So, we'll beam back there.
Oh, yeah, man.
So, at this point, I did not live at the BBSW.
BBS dope.
Cole Peel lived there. Kelly Swope lived there.
Copil. Soap.
And your brother Nick. Boo.
Cash.
So, Nick was kind enough, though, to let me live there when he was gone. He was up getting his irrigation, whatever it was.
Irrigation
license? School, yeah. So, I was living with Kelly and Cole for like a week. And Kelly had we were up late. Me and Cole were watching a scary movie. I can't remember which one it was. But Kelly had just gotten home, and Kelly went to his room, which is now my room.
Tables turn.
Mm-hmm. So we're watching this movie, and scary movie, and our back door flies open. And we're like, because Kelly just got home. Maybe he just shut the door right. So Cole gets up, goes to shut the door, and then we're sitting there watching the movie, and we heard like, we're like, and then I look at Cole, I'm like, it's Kelly though. Kelly's playing tricks on us, and he's like, he could be, but he's in his room. He could have went out the window and going around.
But so much effort for that.
Yeah, I don't know. So then the door, then we hear the back door. And we're like, Pause the movie. Cole gets up and goes and gets his katana.
That's pretty good.
Sets it by the chair. We push the movie playing again, and then the front door just cracks open and starts slowly opening. And we paused it and we're looking, and it was Samantha Estall. Right? And we're like, what the heck? What are you doing? And she's like, Kelly told me I could come here tonight and borrow a movie. I've been trying to knock on the doors. I'm like, are you serious? It's Cole's got a blade out here ready to murder you.
You got pee stains on your pants and whatnot.
Yeah, me and Cole were
we're gonna die.
A little bit spooked. And then later that night, Kelly came back out of his room. And we're like, hey, Samantha, can we get that movie? Okay, cool. We're like, you could have told us because
you're gonna die.
We're gonna die in here. But yeah, that's a scary story I thought of. It's very scary.
Very scary.
Not too scared when you have Cole Peel there with a katana.
Oh yeah, man, you're safe. You're safe.
Felt pretty safe.
Yeah. So then we said for our music, we tried to do scary music. I already told you what mine's gonna be, but I'm gonna tell the world. Anti-Halloween by Snap. Some fire.
I said boom, 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 boom. Was that?
Boom, 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 boom.
How's it go? How do I survive?
Some people say Halloween's for Satan.
Y'all want it live? Yeah, they want it live right now?
Some people say
Halloween's for Satan. Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I ain't hating. I ain't into the vampires, wolves, and goblins, man. Mummies or the goblins. All the spooky masks I won't have on. I'd rather be Spider-Man at Comic-Con. People nowadays dress up their cars. You want to know how I got these scars? God's good and the devil's bad. I'm pretty sure that I just made Satan mad. Though I believe in the Holy Spirit, Ryan also has some pretty haunting lyrics.
I don't mean to scare you
I
when I
can't
say
be
these things that are scarier than Halloween, vampire hunting, carving them pumpkins, parades and graves. Yeah, it's all fake. Costume is good, but not good enough to boast. I mean, everyone else is dressed up like a ghost. You're killing my Cali vibe. You ran me off the coast. Yeah, dressed like bacon, and your friend is toast. And your friend is toast.
Your friend is toast.
Man, I'm gonna have to pull it up now. I'm gonna do it real fast. I forget my own lyrics.
Your friend is toast. Man.
Dude.
We both just went blank on that song.
I know, it kind of makes me upset though.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Hey, we don't get copyright because this is us.
This is
Just
us.
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people say Halloween's for Satan.
Oh, yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, but I ain't hating. I ain't into the vampires, bats, and coffins, werewolves, mummies, or the goblins. All the spooky masks I won't have on. I'd rather be Spider-Man at Comic-Con. People nowadays dress up their cars. Do you wanna know how I got these scars?
God's good
and the devil's bad. I'm pretty sure that I just made Satan mad. Though I believe in the Holy Spirit, Ryan also has some pretty crazy lyrics.
I don't mean to scare you when I say these things that are scarier than Halloween, vampire hunting, carving them pumpkins, parades and graves. Yeah, it's just all fake. Your costume is good, but not good enough to boast. I mean, everyone else is dressed up like a ghost, and you're killing my Cali vibe. You ran me off the coast, and you're dressed like bacon, and your friend is toast. I see you have a mask of a smile, but your inside is bleeding, and your mask is fake, but no one else will see it. And God's message to all is to repent, but it seems like no one else really gets it.
Fire.
That was some fire, man. So yeah, that's my Halloween song. I guess I could have just played
That's fair. It's not kind of not fair because I don't get to play mine.
it. Ah.
It's not necessarily like Halloweenish. It just like came into my mind because it's like spooky. Boom, 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 boom. Agatha all along, bro. Agatha all along.
You're just like, bom, bom,
She's a
bom.
witch.
I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was creepy.
Yeah, she's like, yeah.
She was creepy, man.
The reveal was kind of creepy.
Yeah. I'm just jumping right ahead, but it's fine. Entertainment again. So we
forgot to get that soundbite. Oh well.
I'm just gonna say because I know we are gonna actually talk about the things we watched, but I did finish Scream season 2. I feel like it's okay to say because it matches the vibe we're going with.
For sure.
But we can mention our favorite scary movies. I'm not like a huge scary movie fan in general. I am not a hater, but I've seen plenty. So I don't know which one would necessarily be my favorite. Excuse me. 2 that I would say are very, very high up there that I think are very great.
Mm-hmm.
One is The Shining.
Okay.
Just a classic. I did not like the second one as much.
Really? Dr. Sleep?
Dr. Sleep. It was okay. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
I didn't like it as much. I guess just 'cause I don't see it as a classic. Obviously, it came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Or like
No.
5. But
yeah, probably.
or like
so.
3 or 4. And the second one's Jeepers Creepers. Just the whole series itself.
Interesting.
I never watched it. I thought it was literally a kiddie movie just 'cause the song that I heard from it. And Jesse would always tell me about it. And she has these memories of always watching it with her dad. And she enjoys those memories, which is a crazy thing 'cause it's like a scary movie, so it's intense. And then I watched it and I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty intense. So it's pretty good. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
No, I have not.
They're really good.
Yeah. I did get into scary movies there for a while, quite a bit, but I've kind of gotten out of it. I just don't really care anymore. But I do still enjoy the ones I've watched before. Like, I don't seek out scary movies anymore, you know? But, man, I feel like the first Scream is just so good to me. I really like
it. Is really good.
Yeah, like, when you're talking about classics, and then it's just got, I don't know, what it's created, and have the whole series is like meta, and then like there's even the TV show, which is, meta as well. And now they're even doing the reboots, and I don't know. And then none of it's bad.
The reboots. Reboots.
The requels, whatever they're calling them. The fifth one, it's kind of like a reboot, but it's not.
Oh yeah. But it also has to do with the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, and to me, there's not a bad one. The third one is definitely the worst, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
So, Stream.
That's good. That's
Stream.
good.
What's your favorite scary movie?
That's good, man.
Yeah, I didn't got the shirt on. Represent.
It really is a dope shirt. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
Slasher Thrasher. Cool. I hate when I try to finish a podcast fast. And I'm not trying to finish it fast necessarily, but I mean, one, we are at an hour, so I'm not saying
it's been a
bad.
while.
And this time I don't have to crap, so I'm just saying I'm just getting off because I'm burning up. But
not cool.
And I know we're gonna have. Yeah, I'm not cool. And it's 10 o'clock, and I know we have a lot of editing to do here.
Yes, we do.
So I'm gonna move on to the Heck Noz. And so for the Heck Noz, this particular special episode, we are going to talk about not the Heck Noz in this episode, but the Heck Noz of
Horror
movies. And I have two.
All right.
So get ready for the Heck Noz, button my buddy here. So, excuse me. Do you pull a push door when a killer is chasing you? Heck no. And I have seen it many times.
Yeah.
And then 2, do you face a killer head on without a weapon or a gun? Heck no. Dude, it's not that hard. Just
Not that hard.
once you almost die once and you realize, hey, there's a killer in the loose. Hey, maybe even pepper spray. That's what I was thinking about the whole time. I scream like, you don't got a pepper spray with you?
Yeah.
You're a girl, man. You're gonna need that in general.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of girls do carry.
yeah.
They packing.
They packing, and you need to be, whether there's a killer on the loose or not. There's some super creepies out there. What you got, Steve?
Mine is when something odd happens.
Yeah.
And it's nighttime and you're alone. Do you go figure it out by yourself?
Investigate by yourself?
Yeah, investigate.
Heck nah.
Right, say you're outside and you hear a little from
Heck nah. That's
your,
already.
Your dog outside. You look, you don't see your dog. Don't go check on your dog.
He dead. Heck nah.
He dead.
He dead.
You go out there, you're dead. Stay in your house.
And then if you do go outside and you see blood,
yeah.
Heck nah.
Yeah, no.
Just remember these wise words from a good friend of ours, Caleb. Amaya. Heck nah. Heck nah. Heck nah. Heck nah.
Yes.
And just replay it. Just replay it in your head, okay? And I promise, you might not die.
Yeah.
You have a better chance of living, is what I would say. Okay. I don't have any more Heck Noz.
Me either.
But I do have one reflect and deflect. Other than there was something I needed to reflect on and deflect on to say to you at the beginning of the podcast. And I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Say, sorry. Oh, probably about the sound. About messing up with the sound for you.
Maybe so.
Yeah. But the one I do have is last week you were singing Paralyzed.
Yeah.
And Steven corrected me the next day. It's like, I think it's Paradise.
And
you know what? Maybe I'm wrong again because I didn't even look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Paradise.
Yeah. I was just listening to it and you're like, I thought you were saying Paradise. But when I re-listened to it, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's saying Paralyzed.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it said. It's Paralyzed. Like a dang idiot. Because I don't know. Not a dang thing.
Not a dang thing.
Not a dang thing. Do you have a reflect and deflect, or am I going to hit it off?
I would say my reflect and deflect is missing the cue for the grunt. I missed that when you were reading. I don't know when it happened.
Yeah, I meant to give you the reading too, so you can kind of read along with me, but you don't have anything to really read off of. I mean, my computer's there, but I'm kind of in the way, so it happens.
Yeah.
It was our first time to even try this, man. Maybe next year we'll come more prepared.
Hope so.
Okay, well, let's sign it off.
All right.
My dog. My
homie.
All right. Gonzalez
Galyean.
Oh.